Okay, good morning, folks. We are live. Here's the plan. Short stream today. We're going to look at the Inferno model. We'll do a couple other merge things. And that's about it. Okay, good. That's a full sweep. That's a full completed sweep. Hey, Nish. Perf won't give up. Yeah, link it to me, Anish. Just stick the link in the Discord. I'll check as soon as I get this running. Morning, Matthew. Alright, here are our logs. Let's hope we get something good. Ah, not great. Wait, only 24 points? Doesn't make any sense. Really? Oh, wait, no, I'm dumb. Okay, we get another shot at this. I unzipped incorrectly. Okay, that's quite a bit better. Ooh. 0.83. We can repro this, right? And then I'll look at your thing while this trains an ish if you have it by then. How big is Paul? Kind of chonker. Chonky policy. Oh, that's super funny. Alright, I can definitely give Valo some feedback on this. Why are models? That's a tokenization thing, man. The models are dumb for a lot of reasons. That's not one of them. $55. What's your first impressions? I haven't used it, dude. I don't care. I'm chilling for a few days and I'm just like doing some more science side stuff. I don't need Opus to help me think about science. I can just do that. Thank you. Oh, I said Anish, I'd help you with your thing. My bad. Did you put it in the Discord? Turning to room. Puffer takes overnight to train. It doesn't, Coder. It took overnight to do 1,200 experiments. I did 1,200 experiments overnight, full hyperparameter sweep, and these were the best hypers it found. The actual best hyperparam set that it found only takes 6 or 7 minutes to train, and I suspect this will get faster because it's doing something weird because of a bug in the simulation. It's like working around a bug in the sim right now, because there's no reason this needs such a chunky policy. Oh yeah, speaking of which, if you wanted to know, 13.9 mil, we train at 370k SPS. I think we can do way better than that, though. I think it's got, like, small batches and stuff as well. It's just a language model, dude. They're just drumming up hype for their own bullshit. Like, and with the number of things you ask about, like, the popular AI bullshit stuff, like, I guarantee you, if you spent that time thinking about some of the really cool science stuff, you'd have a lot of cool knowledge in this space. Like, all the stuff you just scroll through Twitter and read is just bullshit. Wave 55? Oh, yeah. Ian Goodfellow has some decent stuff, yeah. Gan guy, right? Yeah, yeah. Trying to think. Is he the nutty one? No, Socher's the nutty one, right? I actually don't know what the hell Ian does these days. I don't know. I talked to Socher at one of his events. He's a cool dude. Ian was all in that same. Wait, who did what? Who did what was he did one of the big NLP ones, right? One of the big original NLP things. I forget what his best papers. I know Ian's is GANs. Been a while. I like that I can actually just use this thing. You know? It's so nice. This, right? Is GAN used nowadays? I don't know if the core, I don't think the exact architecture is. Portions of it are, and it was widely like a major milestone in unsupervised learning in general, which is also all of language modeling and all of especially image and video models. Arguably, it had more influence on image and video, though. I actually don't know why that was, and I don't know how that works in with diffusion stuff. I think it's a precursor. I don't know that space super well. When I was GANs were pretty much all there was, and they were still pretty brittle back when I did vision. That was almost 10 years ago. All right, my dude. It's time for Inferno. Come on. All right. We're gaming. Look at this. Boom. I PR'd? Alright, I will watch it in Nish. This is so fucking cool to me. This thing here. Look at that. Did it miss? I think it splashed the first barrage. Yeah, it's way better at preserving pillars. But it just stands out in the middle. This is like... And it flicks prayer, too? It sort of flicks prayer. That's all you need to do, though. Dude, it's gaming. We're gonna give this thing an Eldritch Staff, I think. I'm gonna get it to do it with no supplies. I'll check your PR initial. Let me pull his thing, I guess, and then I can retrain, and then we'll see. That way I'll look at yours. That'll be good, because then I can look at yours while this trains. Okay. There we go. Alright, we got this. Open source stuff. I'm gonna give you good feedback on your code, man. You don't have to take stuff personally. The only thing I ever get mad about is when people don't actually bother trying and they submit AI generated slop they don't understand. As long as you haven't done that, I will gladly give you feedback on stuff. Oh, that or the other one is when you get experienced like software engineers from big tech that write just awful, awful over abstracted stuff, and then they just insist that this is the way things are done. Those are the only two things I've ever seen where I'm just like, alright, fuck off, man. Everybody else is just whatever, you know, you're learning, it's chill, I get it. It's hard. Brain? Alright, cool, 6 minutes. Let's take a look at your PR. Why dude, I am not your source for like popular tech news, all right? I do real science and stuff around here. Like the thing is not like you don't actually need the answer to that question. You need to understand that that question is bullshit anyways. Oh yeah, this is actually going to be a cool end, right? Perfs don't exist, save me Joseph. All right. Binding.c. Uh Anish, please add the config to your PR. Hey, Elliot. Got RTX 6. I don't think those are as good for RL, right? Those are good for a lot of, like, if you do stuff with bigger models. I think for the money, the 5090 is still kick-ass. Well, they're so super overpriced now, so maybe 4090s are better, but we have mostly 4090s, and I have one 5090 dev node. Wait, are you the Elliot that did the crafter environment, or is that a different Elliot? The crafter port, I mean. I have one 5090 and like 20 4090s. Same Elliot? Hey man, if you want to do the if you want to try to like put that thing to C, let me know. Because otherwise I'm just gonna set aside 2 hours at some point and I'll just like port it over to C. I think you can get even faster in C. And then that would actually be a super sweet environment to just stick in Puffer. I think it's literally, I looked a little at the code. I'm pretty sure it's just like replace all the CUDA math functions with the C math functions, like update the RNG stuff, and like a couple other very small things, and it just works. And I bet we can get that end training over 5 mil SPS, not simming 5 mil SPS, training 5 mil SPS on a 5090. Here, give me a couple minutes. I gotta give this guy a quick code review here on this end. Reasonable, reasonable. Yep, you understand the API. Good, you read the docs. This is clean. Okay, yeah, I see you copied from the template. That's what you should do. Perf score. Little extra stuff. Cool. Client. Okay, so this is the one. Is your env called client? Usually we use client for the rendered thing if you need to allocate extra memory for rendering, and then the env is not called client. Oh, there it is, Doctor. Okay, never mind. I'm dumb. You got it. This is perfectly fine. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. It probably doesn't need to be a pointer, but whatever. RNG, yep, you got the API right. Let me make sure you got your obs right. Float obs, actions terminals, good. Yep, that is correct API. C init. All right, this here is this is probably some Claude crap because you don't ever need to check shit like this. Like, I mean, memory allocation fail guard, seriously. I always think that this is just like over the top redundant and it litters the code because you have to do it on every single alloc. And also, please don't new line your curly braces. It wastes so much space. Same line the curly braces. Those are nitpicks, though. Yeah, but this is not nitpick. Look at this. Look how much longer this function is with these stupid checks. But that's minor style stuff. There's like some minor formatting stuff I'm not a fan of here, but nothing structurally is wrong yet. Plus equals good. You read the API here. This is all correct. How's RSM going? It's kicking ass, Jess. I'm going to show it in a little bit. We're retraining right here. Oh my fucking god. Holy sh... Okay, today's going to be a good day, people. Today's going to be a very good day. I cannot wait for this shit. Oh man, today's going to be a good day. We're going to review Inish's PR first. I want to give him the time it deserves. This is actually like, he clearly put some effort into this. And so far I have minor format gripes, but nothing else. I'm going to teach you one other small thing for Inish. Yeah, Java's the worst language ever, though, Inish. You gotta unlearn. Basically, nothing about Java is useful in programming. You literally just have to unlearn that language and everything about it. I'm going to teach you one small trick. It's called semantic spacing, or semantic grouping. I will always try to group if I can, like, this plus 2 times this. I'll delete these 2 spaces, so it's obvious that the expression is nicely grouped, right? So this mul is more obvious. That's like one small thing, but it makes a huge difference across code bases. And don't guard your calyx for this type of code. There are applications where you have to guard your calyx if you're writing an operating system or some shit, but not here. Segfault. I think I actually don't know what it does, to be fair. But if you OOM, it'll be pretty obvious you just OOM, and like it's not worth littering your code on every single malloc for that. If you really, really want to do that, then you use an allocator so that you only have to guard it once. But it's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. Not a huge fan of one-lining variables, but that's kind of preference. I sometimes do it. Okay, let me see if I can understand this. So it's a single-player game. And this is actually kind of clever, what you've done with the obs here. You give yourself sections. I like this. So up to cells. Okay. Access segfault. That's fine then, Coder. If it's segfault, is fine. Copied stuff from Tetris, took up from Kyung, pushing any file. Okay. So cells times num obs planes, which is going to be 3. That looks fine to me. I mean, it looks to me like you actually have been paying attention. Like, this is a very, very solid first end, Vanish. Like, so far, this is like a 9 out of 10 first PR. This number of attempts is very large. If you're actually hitting 1,000 attempts, I wouldn't be surprised if this slows you down quite a bit. I would see this. This will probably show up in a profile. I mean, you would check this with gprof. Don't one line continues like this either. Like this, I can't stand this shit. Just don't one line continues. It's like, it's really, because if you're scanning with, the reason you don't do this is if you're scanning with your eyes, you don't see the indent that tells you to read it, and then you don't see that there's a continue. Yes, Dr. Mario, Elliot. This is Anisha's first PR. I'm trying to give him some helpful feedback, both on just like general code and style, but then also on the RL portions. Okay, we memset the grid. Wait, grid? Is grid an int? Yes, it is. Okay, this is fine. Robin also worked on this, both of our work. You can add both your names to the contributor list once we have this merged. Based on this so far, Anish, I have to finish reading it. If there's nothing terrible though down here, I will accept this as is, but I'm going to ask that you please do a small refactor PR based on my my feedback, so I don't have to do it. Okay, this indexing math is kind of gross. It's not terrible. Let me see. Env cap row 2. Oh, okay. Without fully understanding the way that you do the capsule collision, I'm assuming there's probably a better way to do this chunk. Not terrible, but there's probably a better way to do this. Fine. Yeah, like these giant ore blocks, right? With like these really like these long cap underscore row underscore two, these long names. This is a little bit much. So you either find a way to do the logic cleaner, or at the very least you have like, you just define cap like C1, C2 as env cap row 1, env cap row 2, and then you do like a way shorter so you don't reference it a million times. Because this thing is the... Oh, also, when you do statements like this, you indent this an extra row. Because otherwise this lines up with this. I'm trying to see if there's any RL stuff I can actually see wrong. I haven't seen anything yet. I'll check your rewards after I've done a quick perusal. Or do while. Yeah, like this, you gotta learn the inverted if statement. So this would be, if env cap colliding down return, and then you just paste this under. So a couple small things you can learn on the dev. I think you might have read his... Wait, what? Let me check this off screen. DMs on... Wait, on what? Where's DMs, Anish? What's your Discord? I'm not him on Discord. My guy, we need to get you some confidence. I'm not him. Wait. Oh, yeah. I like this funky website font. I'm sorry for making all this stuff outdated. Oh, he did this thing. Wait, why didn't he PR this? He did PR it, and I didn't fucking merge it. Why did I not merge this? Dude. Wait, I kind of want this. I kind of want this end now, man. Alright. Cool. Alright. Yeah, this is good. Let's get you your full PR. And we can do both of these merges. If he wants to update the other end with this, we can have two ends from you guys. That'll be nice. That's like exactly the type of stuff we want from new contributors. Great way to learn, useful little environments, add stuff to the library. What's going on? I'm reviewing this PR from Anish. This is a port of the Dr. Mario game to C in the puffer environment reinforcement learning format. Or rather, the puffer format that makes it easy for us to do reinforcement learning on it. And I'm looking through his code, giving him some feedback, and then I'm going to try it out, and we're going to train an agent to play this game, and we're going to fix his bugs. Alright, the line clearing logic is a little sus, I will say. I see 4-4 while, it's a little sus. But I think I see why you have it this way. I could be convinced this is the correct way to do it, I will say. I'm not positive. That seems like a lot. Alright, this definitely isn't. We gotta teach you the inverted if pattern. Okay, so there's some actual real game logic here. Cool. Lowercase d. Funny. See, this is how I know that you did this manually. Because LLMs don't do this. I'm glad that you did. Okay. This is a good PR. I like this. Env code maybe takes a little bit of a hit. Maybe 8.5 out of 10, but it's... this is still, like, very, very solid work. And then let me get the... let me figure out your log situation here. We'll figure out your log situation. Cool. You add the config to the PR? Heterogeneous action heads, some discrete, some continuous. Rocket, that's because we don't officially support doing that at the moment. That's kind of a pain in the ass to support. I suppose you could do it. You could add that to Puffer 4. It wouldn't be that bad. I don't know your level of experience. The easiest thing to do for that, though, is to just discretize the continuous portions. Or continualize the discrete portions. But usually just discretize the continuous ones, and then do everything multi-discrete. It works amazingly well, and the continuous action heads are always sketchier anyways. Like, we've seen a lot more stable training just out of multi-discrete. And multi-discrete is slow in most libraries. It's super fast in Puffer. We got custom kernels. Yes, you did. Let's see if we have an absolutely deranged config. Other than that, I'm going to merge this and like expect a little fix. All right, so this is a weird number of agents. This is a tiny policy init, tiny. One layer. One layer is, this is what we used in Puffer 3. The new architecture is you stack more of them, and they have fewer parameters per layer. Legacy gets deleted, I'll do that. And then you just copied breakout params. Cool. I'm going to... Anything else I said? 500 cigarettes. VOD timestamp. Anish can link it. Anish is literally watching this. Ooh. Huh? Interesting. Did you sweep this thing, Anish, or where did you get, presumably you did not sweep this thing, right? Didn't sweep? There's your problem. So that's probably because you don't have hardware. Probably costs a few dollars to sweep per sweep on maybe not. Probably costs like 200 experiment sweep on a 4090 probably costs what, like $1 or $2 with Vast. Those machines kind of suck though. $30.80. 10 minutes plus. Yeah, that's just not a good dev loop, Anish. You kind of need hardware. But then 500 million steps is a lot for this. Okay. Wait, where'd the config go? Am I dumb? I merged it with the config, right? Oh. Can you move this thing? You PR'd the config to Ocean. Config goes in just config. Okay. Was there a reason for the 1536? Yeah, this is not training. So that's weird. 1536. $18 mil SPS. Did you port the crafter thing? Wait, this is the port of crafter. You just ported it, right? Awesome. So Elliot, now get this, ready? So this is how crazy this is. I don't know if you already did this in your CUDA port, but the shitty Jax one, it just like continuously puts stuff in new memory, right? Like, because every single op like makes new memory. So it's probably very shittily implemented for CPU where you can have mutable memory and still 18 million. See how much easier that is? C wins. Man, if you get that thing like sorted and you get like a little training baseline, I would love a PR of that end. That end would be an awesome thing for a PR. C wins. Yeah. But the thing is, like, you can laugh at the Jax one, but the guy that wrote that is probably like, I shit you not, top 5 most capable RL PhD students right now. It's just like the thing is that the C environments don't work without all the surrounding infrastructure. So, like, without Pufferlib, you wouldn't be able to do all this stuff, right? And they have this whole obnoxious bullshit Jack stack because, like, that was the hype thing made by people that don't actually understand engineering. And it got to 100,000 steps per second, up from like 2. So it seemed good, but it's just not it. Why would he pick Jax? Because Elliot, if you look at the entirety of RL outside of Pufferlib, the CPU libraries train at like 2,000 steps per second, and then the Jax libraries get to like 100,000. So like it doesn't even occur to them that they can do C environment plus Jax training if they really want Jax, because then you don't have everything on the same GPU in the nice same system, and you have to write your own fancy multi-threading or vectorization, right? Like, there are a lot of pieces that it takes in order to get this whole C stack to work, but at a high level, it's obviously the right technical choice. Like, why the hell would you write a game in Jax? I mean, you gotta keep in mind, like, the rest of the people writing ends in fucking Python. Ugh. Alright. Anish, why is this seg fault when I do this? Why is this seg fault? I have plenty of RAM. Ah, you have an ops bug in here. You got memory corruption somehow in ish. $133. How cooked are you? Incredibly cooked. It's not training because you're corrupting memory. But this is 128. Why did that train through pip install error? Why did that train? What pip install error? There wasn't a pip install error. Okay, still not playing well though. Import error. That message should be deleted, Jess. So I don't know where that message, if you saw that thing, but that should be deleted. That's no longer, oh, this? Yeah, that should get deleted. Outdated advice, I think. What the fuck, 3 million SPS? Yeah, you had small batch sizes, man, and weird networks. 4 mil, actually. And that's 4 mil while I'm streaming and running 2 RuneScape clients on the side. This is better perf, but it's still bad. Okay, so here's the first really RL thing for you, Anish. Why do we have like 4 different reward components when we don't even have something training? Assets were given to the... Wait. I couldn't find them in resources. How is the game running on my end with all assets? They are in resources. They're pre-baked though. So I didn't ship the source resources out of respect for the creator. I pre-baked them into a whole bunch of big combined PNGs. And if you want to regenerate the assets, you can use the original scripts. Wherever the hell I remember putting those. This was the best way I could come up to distribute them. Because I bought a license to the assets for this project, right? Done this correctly. Can't believe I'm seeing our live stream. I have TPHG grad. It's kind of fun, right? It's like I just do my research, I stream it live. You kind of just get to watch the field progress, and you get to get involved with it too, because a lot of this stuff is way more accessible than it used to be. Most of the environments that we use are now made by contributors. It's a great way to get into some low-level dev, great way to learn RL, and it helps advance the science. All right, I'm a little suspicious of all these rewards in Ish, but it doesn't insta solve when I delete them. I know that sounds stupid, but you'd be surprised how often that works. So I'm going to choose to believe that you may have done a reasonable job with these for the time being. Can I just try out smaller board? Yeah, there's definitely something wrong. So it's better than before. Roadmap for RL research? I got you, man. I have an article on that. It's my highest rated piece of content. I wrote this with Puffer 3, so there's some more stuff for Puffer 4. These two. If you're first year undergrad, read this one first. And then keep coming back to this one every couple months. And then this is how you get started in RL right now. Heard you were tearing the end Super Mario Envy open. Oh, yeah, hey Robin. No, the Env is pretty good actually. I had some minor style stuff with it, but the Env is pretty good. I was trying to figure out why it doesn't train. I found a major memory corruption bug. Just the ob size was defined incorrectly, but it still doesn't train. It trains a little better than before, but not great. Here. Why is this... Here, we'll do like this. What article coder? I released a bunch of articles. Puffer 4 seems awesome. Thank you. Puffer 4 was a ton of work. It was a ton of work. I'm exhausted from it, honestly. I'm kind of just doing short streams for the next several days. And this is my side monitor. Playing the latest RuneScape League. So I'm chilling. This is at least slightly better than before, but I don't think that this is correct. I think it's still bugged. Like, I'd expect Puffer to just out of the box do better than this. So I don't think this is sweepable yet. Here. We'll eval it real quick. It's learned to fill stuff in nicely. For the most part. I'd imagine it's like the OBS or something. Wait. Flappy Bird End. Yes, Flappy is like simplest thing. We're gonna self-play working on 4. We definitely don't want to vibe port stuff into 4. So I'll want to see some diffs on that. But cool. My close to 5 mil SPS after 5 bill. Okay, that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, that's good. Alright, Puffer works. More confirmation. That's good to hear. Can I just like play this thing? No .c file. Ah. Alright. Request for you two. Add a .c file like the other one so that you can play it and see if the game actually works the way it's supposed to be working. And ideally, like, print the rewards out, like, from your gameplay, and just, like, play it a couple times and see if it looks right. You'll probably catch whatever it is doing that. I'm gonna push these fixes for you. I'll push these fixes. They are. You can play it? Oh, Anish. You just forgot this file then. Create lines that include viruses. It's a bit less straightforward than Tetris. Yeah, but have you seen our Tetris agent? Our Tetris agent just smokes everything. Get like 100k plus score in that game. I think with reasonable observations, it should be quite easy to get it to learn something decent at least. Overwork. I mean, like, what I would do, my suggestion would be to just like I don't know, maybe simple line clearing reward or something super basic to start with. Because I'm suspecting that it's like something wrong with the dynamics or the obs or the rewards. Like something's wrong, I think, fundamentally. Oh yeah, Jess. Also, Spencer added float 16 obs and got drive to 4 mil plus. So I think we're gonna have like big speed ups for everything that uses float obs soon. 1100 true elo at 5 bill. Yeah, that's really solid. And 5 mil SPS. Yeah, that's super solid. Okay. I think if that is all for now on that, uh, if there's anything else I can do on this end, 25.4 mil SPS. Training or sim? Elliot. 25 mil training, you have to set a really screwy config to get that fast. I don't think anything trains productively at 25 mil. Okay, I would believe 25 mil sim. Yeah, that sounds right. See if you can hook it up to the binding. Like, it should be very easy to get it to train. Elliot here. Assume that you will not need a custom network until proven otherwise. Use our default encoder, just like default flat encoder. See if it learns something. Might have to adjust the obs if things are intended to be one-hotted or something. I don't know. But like, just try that. See if you can get it to learn something and iterate from there. Because the new network is so good that like, you really don't need custom encoders for most things, and at most you need slight tweaks to the way observations are defined. Give that a try. Cooking something with flops? What? Noted? Yeah. There are only two environments. No, I think there's only one environment now that needs a custom encoder. And I think that env has some things with it. Like, we had 5 or 6 envs that all needed custom encoders that now just work better without custom encoders. Here are the Dino env. Yeah, of course, man. I don't know how I missed that originally. When did you PR that? Was it? Oh wait, I think you PR'd it around Christmas, didn't you? You might have PR'd that when I was on vacation. So I just missed it. But yeah, if you want to just fix that up to, it's a really quick port up to Puffer 4. I'd be happy to have that in Puffer. It would be nice. Action masking. Yeah, action masking's a pain. We'll do that eventually. I know I'm kind of just doing some short streams for a few days while I'm chilling. All right, the next thing I want to do here is we've got wave 63 policy for the Inferno right now. So I want to get this for sure. Apart from recommendations, what do you want us to fix? Well, I'll play with the rewards, obviously. It would be nice if you could get it to, like, I would look for obs or reward bugs for the most part, because, like, if you just play it and the rewards look reasonable, then it's probably an obs bug. Because you should be able to at least get it to clear some lines pretty easily. If you see the reward getting to, like, even a few lines, then it's probably sweepable from there. But I'd be surprised if it's sweepable just yet. I think there's probably something fundamentally wrong. So, I mean, do those cleanups, spend a little time looking for it. If you can't find it, then send the cleaned up version, and I'll spend some more time looking at it for you. I want to take a look at our brand new policy here. Okay, this is supposed to be a model that gets to wave 63. I could not get to wave 63 with this inventory, so this model is better at the game than I am. I mean, it likes to move around a bunch, but, like, that's not really an issue. It actually has some of the speedrun techs. It's flicking its gear all the time. Sweet. Okay, I think what we do is we rerun a sweep. Now that we have these fixes. It definitely needs more Bastion potions as well. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set up a new sweep. We'll see what we do after this, because I don't have more on the agenda. So maybe I will go back to Mario, or maybe I'll go back to some other stuff. Inverted ifs. Yeah. Otherwise, you get the, like, the Kamehameha code pattern. This, like, super deep indents. Dropout technique. It's a lot less. I don't know if you would get anything, but it's a lot less relevant in RL because you have unlimited ground truth data. It's not like supervised learning where you're like worried about overfitting a small data set, running a bunch of epochs on it. Wait, wave 68? Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's not gonna be it. $35. Start wave. There. Wave 34. That's not good. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's a shitty config. We're good. Boom. Okay. Okay. Um, so I don't, in theory, yes, Jess, I don't see why it would help here. Entropy it is kind of our noise method in RL. It's really weak, though. It's, like, really weak. Every time you're rewarded. Backprop is done over segments, so you collect, like, 64 steps of experience across a ton of ends, and then you backpropagate across the segment every time. Okay, but we can actually just watch this model for a bit while I think of anything. If there's anything else to do, folks, I don't know if Elliot, if you're still here, if you've got Crafter port about ready, I'd be happy to merge that in. Anish, if you have any thoughts on the Mario end, I don't know if you've been fiddling with that. Lots of stuff I can do. Not for too long here, but I can be around for a little bit. Hell here. Anything train reasonably, or still take a while to port the binding? Is that an area? Yeah, Puffer 5 is about exploration, but there are many dumb ways to go about that, and we're trying to go around it a smart way. Yeah, so this is still This is not backwards, right? Oh. I see the problem. Well, this is fixed at least. Yeah, pretty much, Jess. The thing that's a little concerning to me is I still really don't have motivation to go train. Like I always have motivation to train, and I'm still like I don't feel like going out and running and stuff. Okay, I think this is just wrong, right? I copy this. Oh. The panning is wrong somehow. Yeah, this is not correct, right? We have forward vex. Might be an niche, we'll see. Why would you ever use grok? It's a basic ass question, man. It tends to not like think for 5 minutes before spitting out an answer, which is nice. Um, and I'm sick of giving Anthropic money, so I'm not really using Claude at the moment. I just don't know the math off the top of my head for forward vec. There's probably a raylib function for it, maybe. I mean, this is correct though. You need to do this needs to be done on the forward vec. Loss functions exist. I mean, often the whole objective is described as the loss function, so there's an objective, sure. It's a different one from the one that's normally used in supervised learning, or from any of the ones that are normally used. I'm gonna see if this works, and if it's not, I'm not gonna mess with this anymore. Oh, yay. That's correct. Let's make sure it didn't break human mode. Go. That's camera's fixed. And next more packed with sugar. Yeah. The America problem as well. Alright, I'm gonna try one stupid thing for the hell of it. It's O of one average case, you dumb fuck. I guess it is. Is it implementation dependent? It kind of is. Okay, that works. Oops. So you don't go on Twitter. Why is there no perf? Aw, dude, you deleted my perf metric. Alright, we're gonna have to fix that. Series or videos to watch? No, it's not a good thing to learn by watching stuff, other than, like, you can ask stuff here, But there's not really just like, oh, watch this video series, now you learn RL. You have to do it. Go work through my article and write a couple of ends. There. We will let this run. We got our new sweep loaded up. Should be good. Yeah, that's obscene. That's absolutely obscene. All right, cool. PC started 26. Yeah. The RAM thing is really bullshit. I don't know. The coolest thing I've ever had happen on X, Elliot, is so this my default programming guide, not the RL one, but the general programming one, got endorsed by Carmack. So I was pretty happy with that. That was really cool. So this is, I don't take my word for it, right? This should be some good advice for general stuff. I think that this isn't too ridiculous to ask people to do too early. This is like, you can do the first chunk of this in maybe 200 lines of C. Very, very simple C. Yeah. The thing is, the programming in ML, the thing with this guide, the most important piece of advice in here, so yeah, there's a lot of good stuff for programming that'll save you a bunch of time, but actually, the thing that's the most important in here is this chunk here, about, like, not trusting science, and just, like, dramatically lowering your expectations on the quality of published science when you're reading work. Like, I swear nothing will make sense in research until you understand this. You'll just kind of go in circles. Because it's like, how is it possible that there are these 3 published papers at NeurIPS this year and they have entirely contradictory results? Well, it's because 2 or probably 3 of them are wrong. Carmack? Anish, because he did real programming, like real high performance graphics programming back when there weren't GPUs and the CPUs were really slow, and software rendering actually had to be optimized a ton in order to work at all. And he came up with a bunch of the techniques for doing that that powered um essentially powered the modern game revolution. So yeah, I mean he's done a lot of awesome stuff. They're the issue, not you. Yeah, that's the problem. Human in software. Yeah, exactly. Sounds. Okay. Oh, let me see, Elliot. I'll take a quick look, and then probably end stream relatively soon if there's not anything else to do today. Good progress. Couple little things. Unless you've got that end ready. Yeah, this is true. It did a lot of similar stuff with this with RL. So, if you can get into a top lab, and you would feel way, way more comfortable with a couple $1,000,000 in the bank, then it can be reasonable. Otherwise, I think that's kind of the only reason to do that. Yeah, so this will be very, very uncertain and not particularly easy. Good way to learn stuff. Good way to do a bunch of cool things. Not for everyone. Doesn't pay. Yeah, education I think is not a really good thing. This is a nice way to have like I think this is a nice way to build a brand for other stuff you do. But that's about it. Yeah, exactly. If you find something that's not bullshit, yep. There's some good stuff here. You know, if you just want to work a ton on stuff, like some of the stuff X is doing is very cool, especially around infra. The problem is they keep like putting it's good because they get a lot of newer, really passionate people, but sometimes they get people that are just fucking wrong making architecture decisions as a result. I also don't know the extent to which we do need to just scale a bajillion GPUs in order to solve everything. I actually think that that is fundamentally a question. Yeah. This is often fixed by staying very, very physically fit, especially when things are not working very well. It sounds simple, it actually does work. Like, oh, like I'm already doing too much stuff on my work. I should also go spend 20 hours a week training for a marathon. Yes, yes, you actually should. You can definitely travel while building your own thing if you want to do that. Thing is, there is still a ton to learn. There's still tons and tons of stuff to learn, I guarantee you. Yeah, I'm in a pretty nice position because the traditional credentials make it easier on the brand side. So, like, it's a little easier to just spin up the consulting types things that I do. Um, and I spend very, very little of my time on the business side, and it still does fine, still does well enough. And I could probably quite easily scale that up if I wanted to as well. But I'm more interested in the science side stuff at the moment. Um, yeah, it's a tough spot to be in, to be honest with you. It's a very tough spot to be in. See, the thing with this thing is like, I'm nowhere near as negative on like X and a lot of Elon stuff as most people are, because they are genuinely doing this. But then sometimes they say that they're doing this to get people excited, and it's kind of just whatever. Like Grok is kind of just whatever. You know, a lot of the XAI stuff is kind of whatever. Um, SpaceX is awesome for sure. Tesla has some really cool stuff. I have no idea what the hell they're doing with Optimus, if that will end up being anything. So it's kind of whether you want your own one, do you want your own quest, or you want somebody to just give you one, is really what it comes down to. I mean, I think generally doing cool stuff, learning things, monetizing stuff where you can and it makes sense, and then staying open to stuff is a reasonable thing for you. I mean, I've gotten tons of offers just doing what I'm doing, and I'm not looking for them, right? I'm very happy just doing Puffer. I think it's a lot more important that I do this than I do anything else, because it fixes an entire branch of science that will just otherwise not be fixed. I will say though that if you like, the Frontier Labs used to be so much better as the annoying thing. I guess you could look at DeepMind, like DeepMind not Gemini team, but I don't know whether they treat their engineers with the appropriate respect. It's very science dominant, and they really don't do a great job of leveraging their engineering, at least on some of the teams. It's probably team dependent. Because there are some things that I've seen that have really good engineering integration. So I guess that's the one thing I would look at. There are also a couple other companies. Depends on your interests. I mean, for my stuff, there's a lot of like AI biotech stuff coming out now. And I don't know how much of it is we're just calling LLMs in a loop versus not. But there are some that are definitely cooler than that. Like your one DeepMind spinoff is isomorphic. Isomorphic is doing cool stuff. So I mean, there are a few places out there doing cool things, and doing the stuff you're doing makes it a hell of a lot easier to get to those places, I will say. Because like, look at this, you're building yourself a nice like following, people know your work. Makes it much easier, right? I mean, I think you're doing good stuff, and like mostly you have to not drive yourself crazy, right? Like work hard but stay healthy and don't drive yourself crazy, and things come to you. You're 22, you got plenty of time. I think you're doing plenty of cool shit. X-Men, yeah. I mean, I will tell you, Elliot, like, I'm doing pretty well now, but I have not enjoyed a lot of my time. Like, grinding research and learning all the stuff I learned. Like, many, many years have just not been fun at all, and have been way less productive than they can be as a result. Um, I think probably the biggest mistake I made was, like, I got away with not really working out, and, like, you get away with it in your early 20s, but then you kind of just don't start doing it quick enough, and it, like, catches up to you. I started at like 23 or 24. That's a good one. That's a really good stress killer. Like, go run 2 hours. That's a really good stress killer. And I know it's difficult, but like, try not to spend too much time on X other than like making your content. Treating it more as a write only platform is better. Because just scrolling the timeline, of course, you drive yourself crazy. I would definitely keep your eyes open though for if anything that you build ends up having like a direct to consumer startup around it. Like you say, oh, I could just wrap this and sell this and not need any investor money and just see if people buy it. Like, that's probably a nice thing to do because you never know. Maybe that just solves that whole problem. 15K with actual runners, no warm up. Had when I sat down. Okay, when you go super, super hard, you're not supposed to have a crazy productive day after that. You're supposed to be spent. 15K is what? That's like 9 miles, 10 miles. Uh, I don't know. I like right. I also it's taken me a while to accept that for me personally, I'll get a couple months of very high productive work where I have lots of motivation, and then I burn myself out. And if I just don't take a break, and sometimes it has to be a couple weeks, if I just don't take a break, I'll kind of just be spinning my wheels at low productivity, making myself miserable. Which is why now I'm doing, a 2-3 hour stream, and then I'm going back to playing RuneScape all day and lifting weights, and that's all I'm doing. And I'm gonna do that until I have the drive back, because I'm still fried from Puffer 4. Puffer 4 was 8 months with a couple very short breaks in the middle, but for the most part, just 8 months of crazy grind. Of course, you're gonna be tired. Great stream, make a PR. Yeah, I actually that end will be very nice for Puffer. I've wanted that one for a while. I just never wanted to bother porting it. It's a bunch of work. Um, Hopefully the renderer is there. Hopefully. I'll see what it looks like when you PR it, though. Thank you for that. I think that's probably the best general advice I can get for you. Man, at 22, like in your position, I think that in your position, there are a few job offers that I would take and like go do it for a couple of years, a year or two, and see how I like it. Like um, like an RNG at DeepMind, for instance, would probably be a pretty cool thing to do. Like isomorphic maybe. You like there are a few like other smaller companies that are doing really cool AI stuff that's eng heavy. That would be probably pretty nice, and then you just like have that. Um, but other than that, I think like the big general companies would probably be really bored. It kind of depends what lab sounds. Scale education and brand. Oh, congrats, man. Then you're good. Then you're good for a bit. And enjoy doing what you do, right? That's fun. Like the contracts that I do with Puffer, they're good, but they're comparably probably quite low compared to what I would do at I'd be getting at a lab. But they're a relatively small portion of the work that I do. Um, and it's pretty cool to be able to crank out like real RL results on real problems, and lets me improve Puffer. You know, it lets me improve Puffer based on seeing new problems and seeing new cases for that, and it builds out the Puffer brand and lots of things like that. So it's a nice dovetail. So it doesn't always have to be the Frontier Lab or whatever, because like I think that you'd be surprised if you went to like Anthropic or OpenAI how dumb a lot of the people are. OpenAI was really good in 2019, but you don't hire 1,000 people and preserve talent density. Nobody does that. Like they might know a bunch of stuff that you don't know because they've been doing it for 10 or 20 years, but like you'd be surprised how just really, really dumb some of the people are. And Nish, that's new. What? You expected that everybody at those labs is just a genius? Dude, you can go to any university in the world, including like the top 10 ones. You can go to random labs and you'll find a lot of people where it's like, huh, these people are just really, really stupid. Maybe they're really good at something, but then there're just a lot of things where it's like, eh? The Jax thing is a great example, actually. The Jax environments, like the fact that like the better RL labs are now at the moment doing all their stuff in awful, awful like Jax simulation code because they couldn't figure out anything that wasn't Python. Like, huh? And then they take like years to develop anything because of it. Like, eh? You, you'd think that stuff's being done competently. It just isn't. You know? Anyways, I think that's it for me for the time being. I think I'm gonna call it. I think we're just gonna. I'll take one quick look to make sure this worked. Cool. This runs. We will let this go, and we will see what this produces for us. And I'll probably do, oh, tomorrow's Saturday? Yeah, I'll probably do short stream tomorrow. We'll see. Alright. See y'all. I'm gonna call it. Start Puffer on GitHub if you haven't already, folks. It really does help me. It's free. Feed this Puffer a star. And we'll have a whole bunch of new environments up soon. You can play with this Constellation dashboard right in your browser if you want. Here, it's all interactive and fast.